know if it's in her head at this point. I don't know. She
Well-
felt left out, so she wants it too. But
I wondered if she was just having a chronic asthma thing going on,
it's very possible.
or if she had some other sort of, respiratory issue at play.
Yeah, I don't know. I really am not sure. She could test negative or false
Twice.
negative.
Yeah. Well, twice. I mean, I guess it's possible, but
Yeah,
that really surprises me. So
yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's going on.
yeah.
I don't know about Matt. I know Matt Rice is going to join at some point, but I guess we could go ahead and get started. So,
Oh, I don't think Corey. Have Corey and Mike met before?
I don't think so.
So, Mike, this is my cousin Corey.
Hey, Corey. How's it going?
And Corey, this is my friend Mike. He used to work at Cinemark. He was a concessionaire.
It's possible, but I don't remember the face. So.
Oh, we're live already. I didn't even notice we were live.
Okay. Excuse us.
I'm a little dopey.
Yeah,
my head is full of congestion.
Mike's schedule hasn't been the best when it came to doing these
Hi,
things.
Glenn.
Yeah.
You can at least join in for a little bit on this one because there's a specific film that he watched from '85.
I mean,
that I've already mentioned a few times.
Oh yeah. Have you seen it as well, Arturo? Yeah. So, of course, the film that you were mentioning is the 1985, actually Soviet anti-war film, Come and See, which.
That one.
Oh yeah, you saw that one too. Yeah. Yes, that movie.
Arturo's obsessed with that.
He's been obsessing over this movie since 1981.
I think what I like about it is that 80s horror mixed with a war film.
Yeah.
World War II film. That's what I like about it.
It's a very interesting war film, especially coming from the region that it came from. Because have you watched other film from the Soviet era, from Russia by chance, or
that might have been the only one, to be honest.
Okay.
Because of, the era that I was interested in.
Well, World War II has been a huge topic. It still is a huge topic in Russian cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, of course, obvious reasons why, because when the Nazis had invaded the Soviet Union, along with other places throughout Europe, when the Soviet film industry had picked up after the war, and decades on, those memories were still kind of in everyone's heads, where it's I lived through Stalingrad.
The director, I think, the director lived through it, from what I've heard. So that's what made this idea Come and See when he made the film.
Yeah, I had actually never heard of this movie until you mentioned it, and now I've heard of it again through some other guy. It was he was just doing a top 10 list of his first time viewings of this year, and he put that as his number one.
Yeah, because it recently came out on. It recently came out 2020. It recently came out on DVD. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't remember who it was. It was a pretty renowned guy that I watch. I mean, he's got quite a bit of subs. I can't remember which guy it was though. But yeah, he said it was his number one first time viewing, of this year.
That was my first time seeing the film as well when it had come out.
Yeah, I've not heard of it. I'm mostly the American 80s guy.
Nothing wrong with that, man. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different feel because it's a foreign film. I mean, it still has that 80s look, but you can tell it's slightly different. What's that, Mom? Oh,
and you said it still had that 80s look, and I said, really? It does? Because the clips I've seen, you can't really, I mean, it looks like it takes place back in the 40s, so...
Well, it came out in 85. The film came out
yeah, but it looks like it takes place back in the day, so I can't pinpoint. I wouldn't have known.
No, well, the thing is, he kind of went with a grainy look, from what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of give off this kind of creepy atmosphere that you're uncertain. So it does have that feel of a horror flick, even though it ain't.
And the director, by the way, of the film is a Mr. Elem Klimov, who was actually once, if I'm not mistaken, he made this.
What's up, Steelbook Collector?
When his wife had recently passed away. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, they were married, and she was another major Soviet film director. But I feel like watching this movie and having gone in with that particular thing, like with that in my head, I kind of felt like half of it was actually like kind of a reflection of the anguish he was probably had gone through, because she had recently passed. But I mean, it kind of helps. It kind of helps add that atmosphere of sadness and misery in an event like World War II.
Yeah, it definitely fit the film for sure, because that's all he felt the whole time.
Yeah, not a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look like. I have
No,
zero interest in watching.
Not even the ending. I mean, yeah.
But I'm sure Arturo has been dying to talk about this movie.
Well, I mean, it came out this year. I mean, I was going to bring it up.
Of course you were.
Oh, I know you were.
I'm glad you did. Thanks, man.
I know you were. No, I've heard about it since then. It's weird because I've never heard about it.
Yeah,
I think you've said the physical copy release. That probably has brought more attention.
Yeah. Like, apparently, I mean, there was a video that I saw last year talking about the film, and he made that film back in 2018. But yeah, 2020 was when I first found out about the film.
Okay.
I think you found out about it in a roundabout way, because I don't remember if you were looking up horror movies, but it was something about.
It's called a movie. How did he word it?
It was something about like the most scary horror movie.
Scary movie is not a horror. Yes, the title was called a scary, like a scary movie that's not even a horror movie or something like that.
Scariest movie or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember you watching that on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what got me interested into watching that film.
Hey Shane, thank you. We are feeling better. We're not completely back to normal yet. You can't tell by the
We're
sound.
getting there though.
The nasal congestion going on.
We're good enough to be on video, I guess. Yeah. But you'll decide that. Who knows?
But yeah, come and see. I don't know. Mike, do you know if it ever came over here at that time? Because I think it was so sensitive that I don't even think it came over here. Like the first time.
I haven't looked up like where it would have played. I'm pretty sure it might have come to like a certain kind of like certain theaters in America, but it most likely wasn't like a big, release in the United States.
Yeah.
If it did come to the US, I think it was in more of kind of like a
indie type theaters.
Yeah, like the art house kind of.
Yeah.
The hoity-toity kind of crowd where it's,
Yeah.
Not to say that it's a hoity-toity kind of film.
But I know exactly what type of crowd you're talking about. And I know what you mean. I know the types of theaters you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But and thank you. Yeah. But yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Not mainstream. It wouldn't have been, mainstream.
Yeah. No, definitely not
not at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's kind of become I guess a little bit like a cult classic because of how different it is. And from what I've heard from this other YouTuber, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that Steven Spielberg may have gotten some ideas from that movie for his serious war films like Saving Private Ryan and Schindler's List or something like that.
I'm pretty sure because I haven't heard about Spielberg having seen it. It's something I need to review about or look up on on its impact. But I mean, since you brought up Schindler's List, I would say that this film actually, I think, it is able to match Schindler's List in its intensity with it being a film about the Holocaust as well, because it was also. depicting horrific moments during the Holocaust.
Schindler's List I have not seen as of yet. I actually have the tapes of that. I do need to watch it at some point.
Pretty long movie.
It's I saw it for the first time when we were playing it at the theater.
I remember when you and JR came to the theater to go see that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when we saw it, and that was my first time as well. And I have to admit, 30 minutes into the film, it was very I could not control myself with how powerful it was. But I just could not stop crying because I was like, oh my god, this is a very intense movie, and I see why people have been talking about this for as long as it's been around.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom has seen it.
I've seen it once. I just remember that it was in black and white.
Yes. Except
what? Was there someone?
Yeah, I think there's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was the little girl in the red jacket.
Yeah, I was going to say something about red.
Yeah, funny fact.
I don't remember that.
She wasn't going to watch that movie until she turned 18. I shared an article about that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she wasn't going to watch until she turned 18.
Well, that movie was made many years ago, so she would have turned 18 a long time.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Ago.
But now we're jumping really ahead.
We have jumped. Okay, I'm sorry, Gabriel. We were talking about it was a Russian movie called Come and See, and then we transitioned into talking about another World War II
Steven Spielberg,
movie.
and then we went to Schindler's List.
So
we're heading a few years into the future now.
Yeah, you know what?
We gotta go back.
Like we can't put up while we're talking a little graphic. Or you know what? We could
probably try to
comment and then okay, whatever. We're sitting here trying to hash out stuff and during a live stream.
Did you pull up a top 10 blockbuster?
Yep.
So I don't know.
Okay,
what do you think was the top one for 85? Let's let Corey guess because he's the 80s master.
Yeah. Okay, Corey, here we go. Ding ding ding.
Far, but, it's probably something I'm not going to expect to be, maybe. I would think the Goonies would probably be fairly high, but I could be totally wrong.
Well, you do have that right. Goonies was in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just want to say something dumb like Fletch. But
so wait, did that come out in 85?
Was it 80? It might have been 80.
Gosh. Let me see. Yeah, no, you're right. It did come out in 85.
Give you a hint. Corey, you want me to give you a hint?
Give me a hint.
Okay, it starts with the word. Okay, the alphabet.
Time travel.
It's Back to the Future.
Mom, I was going to give him the alphabet.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Oh my god!
Time travel.
I should have known that too. That's
right.
Kind of easy.
Yeah, Back to the Future. Speaking of Steven Spielberg, I think Steven Spielberg directed that one. The first one.
Zemeckis directed it, I believe, but I think Spielberg's got his fingertips on every blockbuster from the 80s.
Yeah, directed by Robert Zemeckis. You're right. Mm-hmm.
But did Steven Spielberg work on it? Because I thought I saw his name.
I think he did.
That's something I need to check out as well.
And is that? Jerry Goldsmith? I don't know who's on that score. I don't know.
You haven't seen Mike. You haven't seen Back to the Future yet?
No, I have. Sorry, that was. I forgot that actually that and the one that you also mentioned earlier, the Goonies, came out, which that one I actually was fortunately able to see when I was younger.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I recently saw the Goonies.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
When he came down, he brought Goonies. So which one will we talk about real fast? Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
I think we're starting with Back to the Future.
Yeah.
The most popular one.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I don't think it's my favorite, but I do like the time travel aspect of it. The fact that he's messing up. Okay, I don't want to say too much if people haven't seen it yet. It's time travel.
It's an easy movie to spoil, I guess, but who's not seen Back to the Future? It's been 30 years, 35.
I've definitely seen it. It's actually not my favorite. I like time travel, but I'm not crazy about Back to the Future. I don't
even know it's time travel.
Yeah, I was never crazy about it either for some reason, but I've liked it more over the years. But I know people love, like, this is all the way, like, this is at the top of everybody's list as far as 80s movies. It seems like this one is always way up there.
I forgot about this movie. Sorry,
Reagan's
tangent, but Pell Rider, I forgot that came out in 85. We're going to get distracted, you guys.
Yeah, we are.
So Back to the Future. Back to the Future, a movie that does time travel pretty well, I would say.
Yeah.
And,
it was clever.
We got a weird Crispin Glover. And
that Eric Stoltz was originally Marty McFly.
I did not.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
In fact, they either filmed a good portion of it.
Oh, yeah.
Or like almost all of it with him. And then they had to redo it with Michael J. Fox.
I
do remember
that. But yeah,
I did not know about Eric Stoltz having been in it.
Yeah, I knew that a few years ago, but actually, and if you go and look on YouTube, there are clips of him in the part before he was replaced.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's weird, you know,
that's
to see that.
That is
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Corey.
I did not.
You would.
I'm slacking.
You're so into the 80s, Michael. You would think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said it's not his favorite, so that would make complete sense.
I've not done a ton of research on this one. I know, like I said, I think this was one of Reagan's favorite movies, from what I heard.
Really?
Really? I thought it was E.T. Because I thought E.T. played.
No, let's see.
I don't know.
Yes, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Actually, that was Tim Burton's directorial debut, I guess.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So now the other film that I saw this year is Goonies, which actually is on number 9 blockbuster.
Is it 9?
Mm-hmm. According to Wikipedia, anyway.
Yeah, that. Obviously, Steven Spielberg had a hand on that one. You could just tell. I feel like with Steven Spielberg, he kind of when it comes to kid movies, he kind of just lets them be free with their acting, because you could tell.
Because we watched it the other day, and like we were talking, it seems like, so I would say this is, I guess, technically a kid's movie, but it's also for adults. But if you look, like the way these kids talk, it seems like there's definitely more adult interactions within the kids themselves than like any movie today. I mean, Corey Feldman's saying stuff about like heroin and speed in one cabinet. You know, it's just sexual torture devices in the attic. But this is a kid. He's what, 9 in this movie?
I can't remember, but that was funny.
I remember seeing that. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, it's just like the little statue, the penis falling off. It's just a lot more adult. But I think it was technically a kid's movie. You know, it's just, I don't know.
That would not be considered a kid's movie today.
No,
that's got to have been like, because I think a year prior, that's when they came out with like the PG-13 rating with Red Dawn, and then it's like what they kind of transitioned it into.
PG-13 originated with Temple of Doom.
Temple and Gremlins and.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this is
okay.
Do what?
No,
I was just going to say, this was a little thing about Back to the Future. I believe Back to the Future and Gremlins were both shot at the same location. If you notice, like the square, like the town square, it looks exactly the same. Because we watched Gremlins the other night. It looks exactly the same. So I'm guessing it's at Universal.
Oh, you said Gremlins and Goonies were shot in the same location?
Oh no, Gremlins and Back to the Future. If you look at the town square, it looks exactly the same. Either way, getting that out of the way.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, hey, Steven Spielberg was a busy man in the 80s. Let's just say, he had Indiana Jones, he had the Indiana Jones films, he had the Goonies, he had E.T., he had Poltergeist. What else? Back to the Future, and many more down, and the Empire of the Sun. I mean, he's really busy.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
But yeah, I like the Goonies. I do think when it comes to Steven Spielberg's like when he directs things, it seems like he could really bring out something magical to his films back in the 80s with the kids. At least just let them act, let them do whatever, instead of kind of having a strict way of doing things. He kind of
films were cozy.
Yeah. It's almost like his atmosphere was cozy enough for kids.
All of his films checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
You know, they were family friendly for the most part. They had some horror. They had action. It's like they had everything you'd want in a great blockbuster movie, comedy. And they were also kind of relatable, even though the characters were relatable, even though maybe the story itself wasn't, but the characters seemed to always kind of be relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say his characters and his stories you can relate to.
Yeah, I mean, it was always something you would want to go and do. Like, you'd want to be one of those Goonies going off. The kids were normal, but that's just a crazy adventure that probably wouldn't happen to one of us. Let's face it.
Yeah, our life is kind of...
That was kind of a popular style of story in throughout the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like the adventurous group of kids kind of, and I feel like it kind of fit in with what was, in vogue at the time.
For sure. And I think Steven was just a master of kind of encapsulating that feel in all of his movies. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just keep having mental flashbacks of Josh Brolin going down the hill in that little tricycle.
Yeah, he's like the little Saw puppet, like a puppet for Saw on a tricycle.
With like the training wheels.
Yeah.
Training wheels, then they break off, and then he's like holding on to the convertible right next to him.
I mean, do they not realize that's Thanos? You don't mess with him.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I was saying, with the punk that did what he did in the scene, I'm like, this is probably why he snapped.
That's what it was. It's what it was. He was bullied.
That helped it, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but
that's what Thanos.
Now, Mom, have you heard of this film Out of Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is that one about?
Robert Redford and Meryl Streep, and I saw it once, and I have zero desire to see it again. And I didn't enjoy it when I watched it. It was kind of a big deal at the time. I don't even remember if it was based on a true story, but it's exactly the type of movie I don't care about.
I think it was the Oscar winner, but I've heard it's not really a worthy Oscar winner. I've seen it once. Somehow I liked it, but I feel like if I go back, I won't like it for some reason.
It was fifth place.
Is it just me?
Yeah, that's a big game right now.
Oh, is it a big game? I haven't even been
playoff. It's a playoff game. So whoever.
Okay, well, I'm pulling for the Steelers. So, not that I really have much invested in it at all.
Cleveland's not won in a long time, though. But yeah, either way. What movie?
Out of Africa was fifth place. High-grossing films of '85.
Yeah,
and I remember. Yeah, I actually. What surprises me is that First Blood Part 2 came in at number 2.
Yeah, and another film of his was Rocky.
Rocky 4. Now,
two films of his made it in.
I remember Rocky 4. That was pretty significant because it came out in '85, and it was the height of the Cold War. The Russian dude, and he killed Apollo Creed. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, y'all brought up Rocky 4, and I had to.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I remember I just remember them watching the music video of that movie, and I don't remember. Was it James Brown? I don't remember. Some sort of music video. But I just remembered that, and I don't know if that's the first Rocky movie I actually saw, and maybe just paid attention to it because of the situation, Cold War, Russia versus U.S. in the boxing ring, So, but that's two Sylvester Stallones, and that was number 3, right, Arturo?
Rocky Way, number 3. Number 2 was Rambo: First Blood, Part 2.
Huh. Rocky 4 is definitely the most. Well, either Rocky 4 or 3 is the most 80s Rocky.
Yeah.
Of all the Rockies. Yeah. It's tough. 3's pretty 80s also, but.
Yeah, that was the one with Mr. T, Clubber Lang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's Tim. Hey, Tim.
Clue.
Hey, Tim. Fletch and Clue.
yeah,
Oh,
Clue.
yeah. Clue was 85. I
Yeah.
forgot that. Yeah, Clue. You would probably like that movie, actually.
We don't
That's
get
a
enough of
mystery
Tim
movie,
Curry.
right?
We
Yeah.
do not get enough of Tim Curry in
No.
movies.
Tim Curry, yeah. And it's based on the board game, so there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Like, is that from that board game?
Yeah.
And it's comedic. It's
Tim Curry is the butler.
yeah.
And I love that quote there. If he dies, he dies.
He dies. He dies. Yeah.
Speaking of him, was Legend the same year? With him
Uh,
and Cruise?
I'm still looking like at the box office.
Wait, with who?
Wasn't Tim Curry in Legend? I've not seen it.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the devil, I think.
Yeah, I think he was the devil.
You know, I have
haven't seen it
never
either.
seen that movie all the way through. I don't think ever.
Right.
But that's the one with Tom Cruise, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it.
Was it 85?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
What about Jewel of the Nile? That
was the second Romancing the Stone.
That was the. That was the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the one that you didn't care for that much.
It's not as good as the first one.
Okay, because it made it 7th place.
Yeah, no, I saw that on the list. Yeah, in Creed. In
Witness?
Creed 2.
What about Witness?
Witness was out in 85.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's that's a Harrison Ford movie? Oh,
yes.
I know what.
Yeah,
I have heard that about
the one where he's in the Amish community, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's Timothy.
Yeah, that's
Tim. I remember you watching it sometimes, Mom. I've never seen that film, to be honest.
That was a good movie.
What film are we talking about? Witness.
Have you seen that, Corey?
It's been a while, but yeah, I've seen it.
It was good. That had that guy in it that was in Die Hard, the one I was telling you about, his sad story. So he played an Amish guy that time.
Wait. In Die Hard, the first one?
Okay, so maybe you don't know this story, Mike. The guy who played in the first Die Hard as one of the henchmen, guy with blonde, shoulder-length hair.
Oh, yeah.
And he also played in Witness. He was one of the Amish people that in the area there. He played in both those films. And I had found out a few years ago, this terribly sad story of his, that he, if I remember correctly, he used to be a dancer in Russia, because he's Russian.
Okay.
And his wife. And he wanted to defect, because Russia was awful back then.
Right.
And he wanted to get away, and he somehow managed to get away first. And his wife was about ready to get away, and she was on this plane, and it was about to take off, and the Russian authorities found out what was up, and they stopped the plane and kept her there, and she never made it out. And he lived the rest of his life without her. You know, because I guess once he escaped, he knew if he went back, so he didn't. And I think he ended up dying of, I want to say, it might have been alcoholism. Maybe he had cirrhosis, or he drank himself to death, or something. He had a tragic. He died too young, and I can't help but think it was probably because he was just tormented the whole rest of his life of freedom. He was tormented because he wasn't with his love.
Well, I mean that
would make sense. Yeah.
I mean that can happen to you.
I think of that every time I see him, and it makes me sad. You know, like when I see him in Die Hard, and I can't take him seriously as a bad guy anymore, because I just think about his sad story, and I'm like, you poor guy.
That is pretty sad.
Does anybody ever know what happened to his wife, or she?
I do not remember, honestly. I know that it was something I read about, but I don't remember what happened to his wife. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. But now that makes me curious to go and try to look it up, just to refresh my memory. So that was depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
all right.
What a way to bring down the mood, Mom. This is supposed to be a bright.
Oh yeah, someone said here his wife would have been. There's no telling what the heck they did to her. So really sad.
Still on the high grossing films, Mom. Have you ever heard of Spies Like Us?
Yes, that's Dan Aykroyd, and was that you must like that movie? Was
yeah.
that Eddie Murphy or Dan Aykroyd and?
I've not seen that one.
Oh,
It's Chevy Chase, I think.
maybe I honestly.
It's one.
don't
You might be right, Chevy Chase. I don't know. I've not seen that one.
Because I remember Dan
yes.
Aykroyd.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it once.
Is it any
comedy classic right there?
Did my favorite movie make the top 10?
You know what? Surprisingly, it did not, Corey.
Okay, I could see that. So
and it's kind of like a niched sort of ish.
Sort of, but I feel like it's extremely popular at this point.
It is.
Which one was it?
The Breakfast Club is probably. I like the Goonies a lot, but I'm really into the 80s, and the Breakfast Club is probably the most 80s movie of these movies. So
it's very 80s.
It's probably why I like it a lot.
It happens to be my dad's favorite movie too.
The Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's very yeah, I could see where it wouldn't do crazy at the box office. It's more like a coming of age. It's not like a blockbuster movie, but
yeah. So Spies Like Us was number 10. Then there was number 4 was The Color Purple.
That was Whoopi Goldberg, Dan Aykroyd, Oprah Winfrey. I've seen it once.
That was Spielberg.
That's right.
What's it about?
It's gosh. Had she been a slave, or did she live on a farm, or she was in an abusive relationship, marriage with Danny Glover? I think that was the first time I ever saw. That's funny because he was in Witness.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Danny Glover was in Witness. He was a bad guy in Witness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was also bad in The Color Purple. He was an abusive husband.
Danny Glover, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing
film. That's the first time I've seen him. So, I wasn't crazy about it, but I'm not crazy about character dramas. So, that's nothing unusual for me.
That might have won some Oscars. That might have won Oscars.
Let me see.
Like something like 9 or 11 or something crazy.
Number 6 was.
But I thought Africa won. I could be wrong.
Well, wait a second. It says here it was nominated for 11.
Right, nominated.
Including Best Picture, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actress, but it failed to win any of them. That surprises me, actually.
Yeah.
Because it ticked all the check boxes for what the Academy deems a worthy film. So that's
right.
Kind of, but I guess Out of Africa was a favorite.
Number 6 was Cocoon.
Oh, Cocoon.
Cocoon. Okay. It's an alien movie, I think.
My dad and I actually watched that a few years back.
I've never seen that one.
It's interesting. Definitely not like a conventional like alien type of movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's definitely meant to be more feel good, uplifting, which is that's good in the movie. But I think if I'm not mistaken, it's about like 3 elderly men, and like they break into like a pool in someone's backyard or something.
Uh-huh.
And they go swimming in it, and apparently in this pool there's like a pod that allows them to, despite being like the age that they are, they have like they still have like the strength of when they were younger. So it's kind of like a healing, kind of regenerative kind of thing.
Sounds interesting. Okay.
It's an interesting story, interesting movie. I did not like the ending though.
We'll leave it at that.
Remember.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
But now it makes me skeptical.
I honestly don't remember much about this movie, except it was something about older people turning younger. That's all I remember.
Yeah, Cocoon. It was like,
Let's see, what is this? Fandango?
What?
Film called Fandango or something like that?
Wait, are you looking at?
I'm looking now at like the list of films that came out.
Oh.
How about we just talk about one of the greatest horror movies of all time and Fright Night? Can we let's just talk about that?
There.
I haven't seen
That was 85?
Yeah, that was 85, Mom.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you are. Let me address this. He mentioned Sally Field being in The Color Purple. She wasn't in the, and then I thought maybe he was just making a joke or being funny, but I don't know. Oh, you might be actually, no, I don't know what you would be confusing that with. She was in a movie about where she started a labor union. I don't know but that had nothing to do with cotton, so I don't know. Okay.
But Fright Night, yeah.
Right.
Mom, do you want to explain your story of how you first watched that back in the 80s?
I even told the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was at a friend's birthday party in the neighborhood, and I was getting sick with a stomach virus, and we were also watching it at the birthday party, and I was also throwing up. So I have a correlation of stomach virus to Fright Night. But I had told Chris Sarandon that was the first time that I saw him, but that's not true. I actually had forgotten that when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my parents went to go see the movie Lipstick in the theater with me, and it was a highly inappropriate film to be taking a young child to. But I just remember it because it had the two Hemingway sisters in it, and he played a rapist in there, and he raped the teenager, the little young girl. He raped her. And the only thing I remember, there's two things I remember from that movie. One was that something very bad had happened to her, and it had been him that did it, but I didn't understand what it was because I was real young.
Oh, it's a good thing you were 4 years old when you saw it.
Yeah, but I knew, I could intuitively tell he had done something very bad to her. And then the last thing I remember from it was that when her sister took revenge on him, it was in a parking lot. She shot him in the car as he was driving by and made the car flip over and killed him. And then she gets taken away to jail. That's what so that was actually my first exposure to Chris Sarandon. Okay. But right.
And you said which movie was this?
This was called Lipstick.
Lipstick.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yeah, right. So
Fright Night.
That's the Fright Night. I much prefer that one. I love that movie.
It's pretty 80s, that's for sure.
Great soundtrack though, right?
Very fun, very easy to watch.
Oh yeah.
It's just awesome. It's just 80s. It's
the cozy 80s, let's just say.
So cool, Brewster.
And I like the whole concept of like the movie host being Peter Vincent in the movie, and like, having to help the kids out. It's like if Joe Bob Briggs
played by Roddy McDowell.
Right. I was gonna say it's like if Joe Bob Briggs had to like come out of hosting movies to help his kids. But yeah, just I miss movie hosts, I guess. You know.
Good night, Shane. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you can get some rest.
Oh, is he the one that has
insomnia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He needs to try CBD oil.
I think you mentioned that to him one time before.
I mentioned it to him twice.
Okay. So this makes the third time.
3 times a lady.
So yeah, what was really fun about Fright Night to me, in large part, was Roddy McDowell's character.
Mm-hmm.
He was so much fun.
You mean the funny kid?
No.
Or
the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all good. I liked all of them for the most part. Yeah, like you said, great soundtrack, very 80s, just very fun, like late night movie. Not as good as The Lost Boys.
No.
But we're not going to get there yet.
No, we have 2 more years to go.
We're not there yet.
There's no better.
There.
There's no better vampire than Kiefer Sutherland. I'm sorry, but I'm going to listen.
No, that's what. See, look, he's like.
Which Chris Sarandon was a good vampire.
We're in complete. Yeah, he was actually a very good choice for that because he had that that dark, sexy, scary, magnetic type
Very
look about him, you know, and it was frightening. And then when he showed his real self, that was like, holy crap, he's not playing around. He's scary looking. But yes,
that was scary.
Absolutely, Kiefer. I know.
Yeah.
We did a whole collab discussion on the Lost Boys, Mike. It's
Good.
too bad he couldn't have joined
Oh,
us.
Well, it was a review. It was a review for it.
Yeah.
I still have yet to edit.
We're talking about this movie for like an hour now. We'll get down this rabbit hole and
we'll get to 87 eventually. But we got to save that for another day.
Yeah,
We're in 85 right now. We're in the year 85.
There. Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all.
No,
it's okay. We do that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we did jump the gun for 93 when we were bringing up Schindler's List.
Yeah, I mean, we jumped decades. We jumped
from the track.
It's bad. It's bad.
I mean, Mom, you jumped back to, like, didn't Lipstick come out in the 70s?
Back in the 70s.
Yeah, you jumped, like...
Well, it related to the story, though.
It related to Chris Sarandon.
Related.
Yeah. We're talking about something from 85, so...
Time continuity.
Mom, did you ever seen Teen Wolf? Because that came out.
Yes.
That came out in 85.
That was another...
Nowhere near as good as Fright Night.
Wait,
but
Michael J. Fox, was he in the first Teen Wolf, right? And Jason Bateman was the second one, right?
Right.
I saw that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, the only thing I know about Teen Wolf was the urban legend about when they were filming it.
What was that?
So apparently when they were filming, it's towards the end of the movie, and I think this might have been Teen Wolf. But there's like a panning shot of like the crowd in like in the high school basketball.
Gymnasium?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the gymnasium, and everyone's like cheering. And apparently, if you look closely, one of the extras decided to go a little too far and actually dropped his pants.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm looking for that next time.
Okay, I'm going to have to find that frame.
I was watching on like VH1 or something. Like
that's funny.
When I was a kid, I was like, "That happened?"
I believe it.
I would too.
That's funny.
Okay.
There have been weird. Yeah, there have been weird like things where you see some extra do something really like crazy.
Well, even in animation, you know, the Rescuers.
Oh goodness! Yes.
Like,
yeah, that was bizarre.
Yes, indeed it was.
What were the animators thinking?
We
don't.
Apparently, he was thinking he was going to get fired or something, right?
Do what?
He might have.
I think like the little frame that they slipped in there is that I think he was being fired, so he's like, you know what?
That's why he did it.
Wait, yeah, I might. Yeah, I think I have heard some sort of story of why it did happen.
Right. Yeah.
There was something here called The Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Not seen that one.
I've seen pieces of it. It's a fun comedy, or no, I shouldn't say comedy. Zombie horror comedy.
Well, yeah, it is comedic. You know, it's been playing before, but I there have been so many different Living Dead type movies that have played, so I don't remember what the theme of this one was.
Isn't Day of the Dead, is that also 85?
Day of the Dead. When would that have come out?
Vampire Hunter D was 85.
Late spring.
Yeah, you're right. Day of the Dead.
Right. Okay.
And you said Return of the Dead. Also, what were we talking about?
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they both came out the same year.
Another thing that most people know.
Remo Williams came out. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this list of all these.
Who's got
that hamster in their pocket again?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
somebody's got a little hamster.
Is Chibi?
They want to
It's like a little.
No, I wonder if it's. You know, I haven't even put my earplugs in. I realized I forgot to bring them.
Well, it does sound like someone's like.
Well, Matthew Rice. What do you have to say about this?
It might be my leg. I am twitching it up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Getting nervous.
Does your leg have something that it would like to say?
Wolf? I don't know.
I don't think it always. I don't think it's always Matt Rice. I think it's always coming from something technical. One of our mics.
He said it was his leg was probably bouncing something. It did sound like some sort of rhythmic sort of.
But we would always remember that last time we did one that was like this cow sound, sort of. Yeah, remember a chicken or something?
I don't know. Can't sound like chicken.
That sounds like someone playing a prank or something.
I don't know what.
Well, we didn't know where it was coming from.
Live on an Amish farm.
Oh,
it's been spending all my life living in an Amish paradise.
Here's Popo.
That's actually funny because the night that happened, my brother was actually making chicken. So,
like he was.
No, not live chicken, but we actually were having chicken. So I just thought it was funny.
Oh,
roasted chicken alive. That's probably where we were hearing it. There was a Godzilla 1985 film.
Yes.
Not
seen it.
Familiar.
Yeah, I don't
seen that.
Another one I've not seen, but I think somebody said Immortan Joe earlier. So Beyond Thunderdome was 85.
Yes.
Beyond Thunderdome. Okay, and I saw that and I forgot to address it.
Yeah. I've not seen. That's the only one I've not seen. I've seen 1, 2, and 4. If you say 4, but I've not seen 3.
Thunderdome is so good. You've got Tina Turner as the
okay.
Yes. The song. Come on, the song.
I have seen bits of it. I know the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop.
Settle down.
See, now I want to go watch the music video.
I want to listen to the song. The song is amazing.
Oh, a Chuck Norris film, Invasion USA. Chuck
Wow, I don't remember. I probably saw it, but it was probably like many of his movies.
Poster. Have you seen the poster?
I'm looking at the.
It's like him. It's like him with all of denim, like a denim vest, denim pants, like 2 Uzis, just like pointing out this way, and like behind him's like the White House, and just
it's
the most 80s cover art.
Oh yes,
it's great. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's like the Sistine Chapel of VHS box art.
Do you have a copy of it in your little video store?
It's over here. Yes, I do.
Got it.
I'd have to pull it out, but yeah, it's amazing.
By the way, Mom, I think one that we would agree, probably a really good action film besides, Chuck Norris, Commando.
Oh,
yes!
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, right. I was going to mention that and I forgot too. There's so many great films, you guys. Remo Williams, Commando.
Yeah, let's talk about Commando.
Oh my God.
Commando. So, to me, like Commando, Terminator 2, okay, obviously that's his best movie. But it's like, if you just want to sit down, turn your brain off, and watch an Arnold movie, this is the best one to watch.
Yeah.
It's not his best movie.
You're ready to negotiate? Wrong.
But
it
has his best one-liner.
Oh,
which one?
It's the one where he's on the plane.
Oh.
And he just knocks out a henchman who's sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Would you give me could you give my buddy here a pillow and a blanket? He's dead tired.
Yeah, he's dead tired.
When I said those kill you last.
Master Blaster.
I lied.
I lied. What happened to him? I let them go.
That was a fun show. So, interestingly, the guy who played the bad guy in Commando, he was in that movie Fear of the Woods that I interviewed that director, the director of Fear of the Woods.
Yeah, you
worked with him. Vernon Wells is his name. And
yeah,
they happen to be personal friends with each other.
Yeah, I saw your interview with that director, and I'm trying to think which actor was he? The one that he's
somebody
or stuck to the wall. I think
he was the main bad guy. He was Bennett.
Okay.
He was the one that used to work with Arnold. He also played in Mad Max, the first.
Was he in Thunderdome or no? He would have.
Oh,
he was the Mohawk guy.
You have the chainmail.
I never saw Mad Max, so I don't know. But he had a red mohawk.
Yeah,
bad guy in there. And he was also in Commando. Now, Commando was the only thing I really paid attention to him.
He's also in something else from '85. Weird Science. Anybody?
Oh, that's right. He was in that, right? I forgot who he was. I only saw that movie once.
Yeah, he's like one of those biker guys at the end. Of course,
I thought the tail end of that movie.
Good movie. John Hughes. Can we just a great like coming of age director? But this and Breakfast Club, same year.
Have any of you guys seen To Live and Die in L.A.?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen pieces of that.
I've seen that.
That's William Dafoe, right? And
yes. Oh gosh.
He wasn't in much.
He used to play in NCIS.
Was he like in Manhunter? Like the
Yes.
I don't remember his name.
William.
Do you remember his name? Hunter William? No, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Willem Dafoe?
No, it's another William.
Oh.
I remember that. You know why I remember that movie? Because I remember what happened to his character.
I don't.
Not Will's character, but the other guy's character. And I remember it was surprising. And there were other scenes in there that I saw that were like, oh, okay. And I'm just telling you, that's why it's stuck in my head. And that's why I paid attention to him as an actor. That's the first movie I saw him in. And then he was in the Hannibal Lecter movie, Manhunter.
Right.
He was the main detective guy.
I think that's next year.
86?
I think so.
Okay. When did the Monster Squad was 87, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 87.
Okay. Forget that.
Now, does anybody have any other film that came out in 85? Because
there's one that I've not seen. It's called After Hours. I might have talked to you about this. It's like a Scorsese movie, but it's supposed to be pretty funny and just very underrated. I think I've mentioned it before.
I actually think I saw that, but I don't remember much.
Yeah, I've not seen it. Something I want to see. But
oh, American Ninja came out in 85. I used to love that movie.
Really?
Yes. American Ninja.
I've seen that.
Is it any good? Because I don't even think.
Well, if I were to watch it now, I would probably say no, it's not that great. But at the time, I loved it.
Well, because you lived in that period of time.
Also, I was a teenager at the time, so
yeah,
I was more impressed by what I saw than I would be now. I'm much more critical now.
Right.
I'm only like finally getting to the age where I'm realizing how things are a little bit.
I'm going to be curious, Timothy, to see if the critical drinker ever ends up watching that, like I suggested to him.
Remo.
Yeah, Remo Williams.
Remo.
That was a fun movie.
Wait, what was this, Mom?
Remo Williams. You've seen me watch it before, but we first saw it in the 80s, and that was just. It didn't do all that great at the box office. It doesn't have the best reviews, but it is just your typical fun 80s action type film. I think
is this from
masterpiece? Got it.
It's what?
So it's a masterpiece, a great 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike?
No, I don't think I've even heard of Remo Williams.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it, actually.
Is that on a streaming service? That's not on like Shudder or something, is it?
No, because it's not a horror.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. So
let me look and see. I don't know, but it plays a lot on Pluto TV.
It might be put out by like one of these boutique like companies that put out like cult physical media. That might be where I've seen it.
I'm putting it on my list of recommendations.
Amazon and Vudu. It looks like those are the only two that show.
Okay. It's probably just in some like physical media company
it's not available on Amazon Prime anymore. It doesn't look like now. See, it's got some really great ratings from viewers on Amazon Prime. They've given it 5 stars, but of course, critical reviewers they weren't crazy about it.
Wilford Brimley was in it.
Yes. The other guy. Yes, he was.
I have to watch it.
Before he was.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw him, actually. And so I never forgot him after I saw that. He played the guy. He was sort of, I can't remember the guy's name what's the guy's name who plays in Remo Williams? Fred Ward.
Oh, I know him.
And Joel Grey, who is actually Jennifer Grey's father. Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
He plays an Asian guy in there. So you'd never recognize him at all because he's all made up, But he's kind of like this mentor. So Fred Ward is a cop, and he gets killed, basically, where they think, and his face is all messed up, so they give him a new face. And then he goes into this training type sort of program where Joel Grey is his mentor teacher, teaches him all this kung fu type of crazy, acrobatic sort of fighting and all this stuff. And and it involves like some military something that's going on, and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, I really do think you would like.
Totally
random, but the same guy from Tremors, exactly, and that's the very first time I ever saw Fred Ward. Also,
that's right. I just remember that's the first time I've probably seen him too.
I guess we need to watch it at some point then, because I've never seen it. I don't think.
It's fun. I think you'll like it. I think both you guys, if you like those types of, the typical 80s films. Yeah, Red Sonja, I had forgotten that was 85 as well. That was sort of to try to capitalize on the Conan movies.
You mean Conan the Barbarian, or?
Yes. Now, my brother did a cover for Red Sonja. That character, Arturo, is the cover that he drew.
Which
the Red Sonja cover.
Really?
Yeah, the Red Sonja. My brother did a Red Sonja cover recently. I can't remember the name of the book it's attached to, but yes, I talked about that in some of my videos. How he drew her, and he drew this. And she's like, how Red Sonja is, right?
Right.
Okay.
Like a barbarian warrior.
Barbarian woman, but she's very feminine and all this stuff. And so he drew her, and for her butt. Yeah, this little tiny triangle of chains, but they made him make it bigger because it wasn't big enough.
Oh,
so he made it bigger to cover more of her behind. But then he said, to compensate, I made it bloodier. I had blood dripping off her sword and blood dripping off the head she's holding.
Nice.
I'll see if I can find it, and I'll pull it up for you to check out.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Arturo. You
keep doing that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do it. Okay, I'm gonna go look for Matt's
Thank
Red
you very
Sonja.
much. I have the ring now. I can't think of any other movie that came out in '85.
There's one, back to Chuck Norris. I think this was this year. Lone Wolf McQuade. I'm pretty sure it's 85, but this was my favorite Chuck Norris movie growing up, by far, that I can think of. You might have to look that up to make sure it's 85, though.
Wasn't there a third one as well? Like a third Chuck Norris film from 85?
Oh, God, there probably is.
I feel like
he was in a lot of films.
Yeah.
What was the one that you mentioned?
Lone Wolf McQuade.
Lone Wolf.
That one's definitely my favorite.
I don't even remember what that's about, but I know I've seen it.
Corey, you're jumping back like a few years earlier, 83.
Oh, did we already talk about it? Maybe we already talked about it.
I think we did bring it up before. In the private chat, I put up a link to a picture of Matt's Red Sonja cover.
Okay.
Someone is apparently selling one of their copies on eBay, but that's the
this
cover
one
that he drew.
Nice.
If you go check it out. You see what I mean about the bloody knife and the blood on her arm, and
right.
So he did that because he had to make more chains to cover her backside.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah. I love the details. Very, very detailed.
Yeah.
Not like that. Not like that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Sorry. But wasn't there another what's it called? Chuck Norris movie that came out in '85 called like Delta Force?
Oh, I remember Delta Force. Let me see.
Delta Force. No,
that doesn't show up.
I don't know if that was 5. Probably like 6.
Code of Silence.
Oh yeah, we're jumping a year now at 86.
Oh, whoops.
Well, I'm on the 85 page, and I'm just doing a search for Chuck Norris. So there's Code of Silence.
Mm-hmm.
And Invasion USA.
That's 85, yeah.
Missing in Action 2.
Oh, Missing in Action. I forgot about those.
Missing in Action 2. So, yes, he was in 3 movies that year. He had 3 that came out.
Well, it wasn't 3.
Glad
but
you
it
like
wasn't.
it, Major Payne. I did a reaction review video to some other channel highlighting Matt's Red Sonja artwork. That's a tangent. Sorry, I was just talking to Major Payne.
Well, what about, we could discuss like shows that started in 85. There was Thundercats that started in 85. And then obviously, Mom, we discussed this today, MacGyver.
MacGyver, yes. I had forgotten that started in 80.
Was A-Team 85? I remember we talked about it, but I didn't remember what year it came out.
That was 83. I think it was still going in 85.
Magnum, of course, was still going in 85.
Yeah.
You gotta bring that up.
Obviously, there were some animes here and there. Gundam is probably the one that I can say that's more interesting, but just being here and there.
Oh, you guys, we forgot all about Silver Bullet.
Oh, did that come out in 85?
What's wrong with us?
Yes.
I actually haven't seen it.
Ooh.
Mine.
Oh.
I know.
Same.
If you like 80s horror that's not like that bad, this is one to watch.
I like 80s horror that is bad and isn't bad.
Right, okay.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a split, right there to where this one is like, it's not great, but it's not one of those like it's so bad it's good. Like it's just pretty good.
It's decent. It's actually something that I a lot of times when it's playing on Pluto TV, I'll watch it all the time. Yeah, but it was based on a Stephen King short story.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And it has Gary Busey and Corey Haim and Megan Fellows in it.
Wait, Corey Haim's in it?
Corey Haim, yes. He played a kid in. Okay, so what makes this story scary is he's in a wheelchair, and of course there are scary scenes where it involves a werewolf, and he's in a wheelchair.
Right. Yeah, not a good place to be.
No.
Right. The forest or something, I guess, doesn't seem to be as wheelchair accessible. I'm assuming there's a forest.
There's not really a scene of him in a forest, but he goes
just
out
anywhere is probably not good to be in a wheelchair when a werewolf's after you. Or
there's one really particularly scary scene I remember, scary at the time when I saw it, and it's still kind of scary when he goes out on the bridge to light fireworks.
Yeah.
And the wolf is out and about that night and starts to come after him, and his little wheelchair gets stuck. I think that was the same day his uncle had given him the Silver Bullet, which is the name of his wheelchair.
Oh.
It's like a motorized. His uncle made him a motorized, or some sort of special looking motorized wheelchair or whatever, and he called it the Silver Bullet, which of course also is a Silver Bullet.
Is the name of the
yeah.
Have you ever heard of Robotech?
Robotech? It sounds familiar.
It's an anime from 85. I think it might have played on Cartoon Network a long time ago.
Do not do a Google search for Silver Bullet with the moderate result. Oh, now I'm tempted.
Well, now I'm going to, because you told me not.
I was checking earlier, and one of my favorite, Silverado. That came out in 85. I forget everything about that movie. I don't remember anything about that movie.
So can we talk about Nightmare on Elm Street 2? Does anybody like that?
That's when it came out.
I actually used to really like that one.
I like that one quite a bit. Even with the homoerotic scenes of like, why is this in this movie?
I've heard it is like officially but not officially a coming out kind of movie, and that's one of the reasons why I want to see it. I do want to see it because it's very it's a beloved film apparently within the LGBT community.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until later because honestly, I never picked up on that when I first watched it as a teen.
Yeah, it's very fun watch. It's an easy watch one. Probably it's not as good as one, but I like it quite a bit. So, but that's just me. I
mean, you kind of quote that line at I don't know if it was near the end, but I just remember
me.
You tend to quote
a lot of stuff.
The one where he's like, "Help yourself," after.
Yeah, that probably Freddy Krueger's funniest moment. But yeah, this is when he was more funny. Do what?
Was that in the pool?
Yeah, the pool scene.
Yeah.
The pool scene. I'm looking. Disney had a release that year, by the way, which has been, 85? It's been received not well. It's called the Black Cauldron.
I remember that.
Right.
That wasn't the only film that they had, though. They also had The Journey of Natty Gann.
Okay.
I did see, and One Magic Christmas, and Return to Oz.
Oh yeah, Return to Oz was the same year. So they had a lot, but I don't think any of them were received very well. Because Black Cauldron,
it was dark.
It was pretty dark, and I know the villain's pretty dark. But yeah,
have you seen it, Mike?
The best part of the movie was the villain, John Hurt being his voice.
Who?
John Hurt.
That was him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that movie maybe once.
It's kind of gotten a cult status at this point, though. It's kind of gotten more popular because it's something like Disney wouldn't normally release,
right?
But it's probably good they did. I mean, it's of the 80s. You had a lot of like sword and sorcery, like dungeon, and it just kind of fit. It was one of the more 80s Disney releases.
I have the read-along book of that, I think.
Oh, really?
That was how I was able to consume the story before I actually ever even saw the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't think they've ever upgraded it to like Blu-ray or anything, but there is DVD copies of it.
Oh, sorry, Arturo, I'm doing it again.
What?
I was popping up. Yeah, I didn't know that the Black Cauldron had children crying in the theater.
Pretty scary. Pretty scary villain.
The Lord King.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Tim Burton worked on that.
I didn't know he was in.
Yeah.
Now I do realize why he was an animator.
Yeah, he was at Disney, and I don't know if there was some sort of beef for Frankenweenie or something weird why he left, but I don't remember exactly why. But obviously he came back to do the newer Frankenweenie from like 2011, which is pretty good. It's also kind of dark.
Well, that's also how Don Bluth got his start doing his own production company as well.
Right.
And that was the first one being, the first theatrical being Secret of Nim.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best animated films ever made.
We talked about that movie in one of our earlier things about, was it 82, right? I love that movie. Mike is in my top 10.
I'm so glad to hear that because that's in my top 10 as well.
Gosh, I need to rewatch that. It's been
it's
such a classic movie.
You know what? We got to do a review for it. Let's rewatch.
Well, I've got to watch it first again.
It gives me such warm fuzzies. The voice acting in there was so excellent. The animation was excellent. The storytelling was good. The music was good. It's just just love it. Absolutely.
Nostalgia.
Yes. That was when when we rented it from the library because we didn't have a TV at the time, and we rented it on projector reels and blasted it up on the wall. That was how I first saw it. But
you saw it on projector?
Saw it on projector, yeah, after we moved to where we are now. But I was aware of the movie when it came out at the time because, when you're in the stores, you see stuff on the, books and stuff about it. So I was aware of it and was always fascinated by whatever it was. I had no idea what's this scary, secret, mysterious Nim thing. What's that about?
Right.
Yeah, he really had a pretty good run after leaving Disney.
Bluth? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It absolutely was.
One's probably.
Sorry.
We're both clicking this stuff at the same time. I know. I keep saying I'm going to let you do it.
Let me do it.
Yeah, really want to watch that one though.
Say what?
I really want to rewatch that though. It's been a while.
Has Summer seen it?
I would say no, probably not.
Now, Mom, I am going to say we are jumping back in time now.
I know.
All right, continuity.
You were scared stiff. I knew it all along.
We're going Quentin Tarantino with our chronology here.
Yeah, we're jumping all over the place.
The Crow.
Yeah, we were talking about Black Cauldron.
We could do a whole thing about Secret of NIMH, I swear. I could talk about this.
Yeah,
all day.
Rewatch that.
Was his name Jeremy?
Do what?
I'm trying to remember the name of the crow from Secret of NIMH. I know I should stop, but
what was his name?
the one that was voiced by Tom DeLuise.
I mean, we just can't help it. We get.
I actually read that book to Artur and Aurelia when we
I do remember that.
Yeah, and I'd never read the book. I had it. I got it when I was in school, but I never read it. And so that book I read to you was from my middle school days, Arturo.
Nice. I still haven't read it either, but I'm glad y'all did, though.
Yeah,
it's very different compared to the movie.
It is. I think I like the movie better.
I think that's going on my list to watch. Like that's gonna be my top 3.
Do it now. Do it now. It's right there.
I do want to rewatch Black Cauldron too, though. So I'll put those both. Those can be like a back-to-back, maybe.
I only saw Black Cauldron once, I think, and I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
I've only seen the ending, honestly. But just, again, with Black Cauldron.
What about the ending?
I said I've only seen the ending of it. But again, that's hearing John Hurt's voice. I'm like, that's the only reason I really want to see it. Other than that, I'm not.
Bye, Tim.
Yeah.
Bye, Tim. Give Hudson and Amara a hug and kiss for me. Got to shuffle them. Shuffle them off to bed. Shuffle, shuffle.
Well, okay then. You shuffle them away.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure we're missing something here.
You mean Fight in film?
Yeah.
I'm still going down the list. Oh, St. Elmo's Fire, you guys.
That came out. What's that?
One of my mom's favorite movies for some reason.
Fire.
Oh, that's what's his name? He just passed away recently. Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, Joel Schumacher. That's right.
God rest his soul.
Wow.
I forgot that he had done that.
What movie?
I didn't know if that was him or John Hughes.
It was right here. Joel Schumacher. That was kind of like. It's kind of like. Think Breakfast Club, except
but
maybe
not as
for
good.
Adults, except for maybe for adults, because it's about this group of kids as they go out into early adulthood. Basically, it was all right. It's not my.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nowhere near as good as Breakfast Club, in my opinion. But
I did put on the private chat just like some of the animes that came out, but I have no say except I'm interested in the Gundam ones and maybe Robotech sounds familiar.
Yeah, we mentioned Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Someone had brought that up. Sorry, I'm interacting.
Pee-wee, that is a good movie. That's a fun watch.
Really?
That's a fun watch. Yeah, it's actually like good, like pretty well made too. It's Tim Burton, you know.
Oh yeah.
I saw it said that on the thing on the Wikipedia page, and I didn't realize that he had done that was his directorial debut.
It's better than it should be. Say that. We will say that.
I have to point out with that movie, I remember one of my biggest childhood nightmares was from that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
What? I'm trying to think. What would it have been?
It was Large Marge.
Oh, okay.
She scared the ever-loving crap out of me when I was a child. When I first saw that movie, I saw it when I was like 3 or 4.
Oh
I was
goodness.
in my basement watching on TV that thing of when she's driving, she just turns around, and I'm like, oh my god! No, just run.
This is Pee-wee's best, like anything, like best movie, best just anything he was in. This is the best, the first one.
Oh yeah. Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a call at the front desk.
Is this a quote from the movie? Shut up.
Yes.
Use the phone.
I've never been crazy about Pee-wee, to be honest.
No, me neither. But
I'm pretty sure I saw this first movie, but
you might have seen it. Though.
I like him in an ironic kind of way.
Right.
Not to sound extra hipster, but
but yeah, we know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm not a hipster, but I'm a hipster.
There was a guy I was watching on YouTube not to get way off topic, but just out of the irony of it, all he did was like collect Steven Seagal stuff and like put it on a wall, and he called it his wall of Seagal.
Oh my gosh.
It's just out of the irony of it.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Are we forgetting any other 85
I'm sure we are.
show or a movie?
Explorers was out that year. That was Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix. Which
it's too bad Matt Ayer couldn't get on tonight.
Oh, The Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh, Cat's Eye. I've not seen it, but
that's with Drew Barrymore. I think that is a Steven Spielberg, isn't it? No,
I thought Stephen King.
Stephen King. Sorry, what the heck? Stephen King. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Wait, Stephen King movie with you said with Drew Barrymore?
Cat's Eye?
Yeah, Cat's Eye. That would be the second. Because I don't remember what year Firestarter came out.
Was
84.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
Cat's Eye would have been, I guess, her second Stephen King. I don't remember much about that movie. I remember that I liked it at the time that I saw it, but I think I only saw it all the way through once.
I thought Maximum Overdrive was, but I think that's 86.
Oh, that was Amelia.
That movie.
I think that's 86.
Yeah, we talked about Lady Hawk. I forgot about Lady Hawk. Wasn't that is that Rutger Hauer in Lady Hawk and Matthew? Oh shoot, that's gonna bug me. Yeah, Matthew Broderick, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Rutger Hauer. I was gonna say Michelle Pfeiffer, but I wasn't sure. I remember that, and I liked it at the time that I saw it.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I only saw it one time. And I think that might have been the very first time I saw Rutger Hauer. Maybe. Yeah, we talked about Spies Like Us. Which I only saw that one. I wasn't super crazy about that. But then I'm not crazy about Dan Aykroyd. I'm not.
Yeah, we did mention that.
Right.
Oh, someone's. Corey, are you done? There was a lot of pretty good movies that came out in 85.
Yeah, 85, pretty good year.
Oh, Mask was out in 85. Okay, that was the movie with Cher in it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Right.
I forgot all about that movie.
I just recently saw another movie with Cher in it, but that's for 2 years down the road. So
Moonstruck, probably.
Oh, Moonstruck.
Yeah, that's 2 years. I recently saw that. Pretty good.
Reanimate.
I have seen
Reanimator.
Lifeless and
Yeah,
Reanimator.
I was gonna mention Reanimator. Forgot about that.
Gosh, so many.
That's a good cult. It's definitely gotten a cult following at this point.
Oh yeah.
Life Force I've not seen.
Oh, Once Bitten. That was 85.
Oh, who is that? Cage?
Lauren Hutton and Jim Carrey.
Oh,
she's a vampire.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my lord, I've seen that once just because I wanted to see Jim Carrey. From that time. It wasn't
Jim Carrey
good.
in an 80s movie. I said, wow, Jim Carrey in an 80s movie.
I know.
The only movie I can think of seeing him in was
probably Deadpool.
Probably Batman Beyond. No, not Batman Beyond. Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 95. So, yeah, weird, not great movie, but it's worth it just to see a young Jim Carrey, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But what was the vampire movie with Nicolas Cage? That's like. What is that?
Vampire's Kiss?
Vampires. Yeah. Vampire's Kiss.
Is that 80s?
I think it's 89. If I'm not, I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't.
Let's see. I'll look it up. Yes, 1989.
Okay. We're jumping. We're really jumping.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. We do it all the time.
Reanimator. I need to watch Reanimator again. I think it's on Shudder. Did Joe Bob do a viewing of that?
It probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure if Joe Bob did a viewing of that or not. It's pretty good.
I don't remember that he did, but I thought it was on Shudder.
Yeah, he
Oh,
might have.
Runaway Train. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through here. I'm seeing some. I'm being reminded of some of these movies that I've seen and I forgot I saw. Wow.
Yeah, well, I can't think of any other 85 film or show to talk
I
about.
can't either.
Some
Okay,
animes that I'm
okay.
interested in that came out in 85, so.
Oh, Transylvania 65000. I remember that. That was Jeff Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr. and Gina Davis. Oh wow.
Can't think of nothing.
Yeah, and someone already mentioned Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
right. I don't think we talked about that one. So.
No, I popped it up very quickly.
I looked up animes from 85, and why did that not show up? That came out in 85. Well, Mom, I mean, you say it's really good.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, the first one came out in 1985.
I think I like the second one better.
Yeah, but
the art style was better, the one that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, but this is the start of it. So
yeah.
I do want to watch. Yeah, I do want to watch it.
So someone had mentioned in the chat, and I don't think we didn't really talk directly about it, but that was White Knights that came out also.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. Because that one had Mikhail Baryshnikov, right?
And Gregory Hines.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And then there was a very popular song, "Say You Say Me" by Lionel Richie, that went with that movie.
That's where it came from.
Yeah. And I remember the music video of it. And then also I remembered that Ingrid Bergman's daughter played in it.
Really?
She played Gregory Hines' wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I only saw like one piece of it, but I needed to watch the rest of it. I remember my mother was talking to me about that movie as well, and she said it was amazing.
Yeah, it was because I think it was about also. I think wasn't he a dancer that wanted to defect from Russia or something like that? That was the first time I ever saw Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Wait, is this like another
ballet dancer
spy movie?
Mm-hmm.
No, they weren't spies.
More like a defector.
Yeah.
Because didn't he really, like, Baryshnikov, didn't he really defect to America?
I believe he did, yes. Mm-hmm.
And then in this movie, I think, what was it? The guy opposite to him was defecting to Russia from America, I think, right?
I don't remember but that might be the case. Maybe was his wife Russian?
I don't remember if that was the case.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I've only seen that movie once.
What wasn't there a movie with the guy that Joaquin Phoenix's brother
River
had to do with, I think, his parents being connected to the like.
Oh, you're thinking Little Nikita.
Did that come out in 85?
I don't think so. No, maybe a little bit after. Let me see.
Because I remember he, like that playing one time. He had it on.
That came out in 88. And
okay,
that had
I'm jumping now. I'm jumping a few years.
Yes, you are.
That was interesting.
What's that?
Was it Little Nikita?
Yeah, Little Nikita.
I've never heard of it before, but that looks really good.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I just assumed that you would hear of all these movies, anything connected with Russia, you would have heard about it.
I mean, I think because during this time, it's like during the time when Little Nikita came out, we were learning about films. Like especially during that period of the Cold War, there was one called Little Vera, but that was like about a girl who like rebellious. Not degeneracy, like juvenile delinquent, but like from the aspect of Russian society. But this was also kind of showing like, hey, Russia's in the decline right now. We're just getting out of a war that we weren't supposed to be in the first place. So it's kind of like doing that whole, here's a look at our Russian society now kind of thing.
Okay.
But Little Nikita, that looks good.
It was. I remember that I really liked it because it's the type of film that I'm interested in. You know, sort of intrigue, some action and thriller type stuff. And
Is it a romance?
Right.
not much of. I mean, there might be a love interest he has in there. I can't remember who the girl was. Was it Martha Plimpton or Samantha Morton? I don't remember who was in that. I don't remember who was in that movie. But I just remember Sidney Poitier and River Phoenix were in it. And you say you haven't seen it or heard of it, Corey?
I've heard of it. I've not seen it.
Yeah, I think his parents were. I think the story was that his parents had been Russian spies or something, and I think maybe he grew up not knowing anything about that, if I'm remembering correctly.
This is 86.
88 it came out.
Oh, 8.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's another one that's going on my recommendations list.
There you go. You're finding out some cool things to watch. What do you have marked down so far?
I've got that one, Remo Williams.
Oh yeah, Remo.
And Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Good list.
See, those are like fun. Now I want to go watch all those movies.
Yeah,
right
mine definitely Secret of Nim, I think, is at the top.
Yeah,
I want to rewatch. So, what's everybody's favorite 1985 movie? I mean, it's tough, but
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Even though I love the Goonies, so it could sway, but
so
I would guess I'd have to say
for
Breakfast.
me,
which one?
Favorite 1985 movie. I think I know which one I would say, just right off the top of my head.
And
Commando.
Commando.
Actually, that's a good choice. I would say actually Silver Bullet.
Yeah, I was thinking
85 movie. Yeah. And Remo Williams is good too, but there's just something about Silver Bullet that I don't know. It's just something about the whole
wait a minute.
Peril type storyline. What?
Did you forget about Fright Night or
Oh yeah.
I actually I didn't, and I love Fright Night, but let's say if the three were lined, I don't know, it depends on the mood, right? But I just always like Silver Bullet. Yeah. I mean, I love Fright Night too,
right.
But Silver Bullet's got a whole different feel. Silver Bullet's like the younger kids in trouble, in peril type thing. Right. So think Goonies, that sort of, they're in some actual real danger. Fright Night they are too, but they're older, they're teenagers. Right. It doesn't feel like it has the same sense of peril to it. Mm-hmm. And especially when you find out who the werewolf is, then it's just like extra. It's like, holy cow, then it's really scary. I don't want to say too much because Mike hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
That's all good. I'm all right.
It's a nice, quick viewing. It's not very long. I think it's less than an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. To me, it's not long enough.
Yeah. 80s horror is just fun and easy to watch. Like
efficient.
All these Fright Night, Elm Street 2, and Silver Bullet,
That's another one that's on my list is Elm Street 2.
Yeah, that's really fun.
That's always been on my list, and it's like, God.
Yeah. Sorry, I did it again, Arturo. I think we were both clicking. Yeah, I saw the Police Academy too. We talked about the Police Academy movies in one of our other ones, where I mentioned Bobcat Goldthwait. That was the first time I had seen him, was in the Police Academy movies. And then I mentioned how my my uncle's wife had a little very teeny tiny bit part in one of them. I just don't remember which one.
Should I was just going to say my favorite 1985 film.
Yeah.
I'm still going to keep it at Come and See, but for nostalgic purposes, Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, for me, I don't know.
You haven't seen a lot of movies from the 80s or from 85.
I mean, okay.
So from what you've seen,
besides Come and See, there's Goonies, Back to the Future, Commando, gosh, those might have been the three that I've seen.
So which one, if you had to pick one?
That maybe, I don't know.
This is hard for Arturo, Corey.
Goonies is a really fun, like, sit down and watch something like that, an adventure of these kids and pirates and stuff. That's nostalgic when it comes to 80s. Maybe, I don't know. Part of me leans more towards Commando just because of how fun
Arnold.
and it's Arnold.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine you picking Commando over Goonies, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's
hard. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen Breakfast Club. I know you talk about that.
I don't think you would like that.
I mean, maybe for a one-time viewing, he'd probably like it, but I don't think it'd be something he'd gravitate to again and again.
No.
Some of the other movies.
It's a movie that should be seen at least once.
You might
not my favorite either, but
you might would like Weird Science though. You would definitely like that more than Breakfast Club, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
that
like for some reason, I'm leaning more towards Commando.
Dang! I forgot. I forgot that came out in '85.
Enemy Mine.
That was Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. One of them was an alien or something. Yeah.
Now, I guess, Mom, for best show of '85 would probably be MacGyver.
Well, at the time, I would have said MacGyver, but now I would say
Magnum.
Even though it started before '85, it was still going on in '85. I remember howling to Christopher Lee. It was terrible.
Your sister is a werewolf.
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
Love the Goonies, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, all this nostalgia, you guys.
Yes, I've been feeling nostalgic lately.
You weren't even from the 80s. So.
80s are the perfect decade for that.
Yeah.
Look at Corey. He was born in the 90s.
I wasn't there either.
I mean, even the 90s have some pretty nostalgic feel to it.
I grew up watching a lot of 80s movies, probably more so than you, maybe. And maybe that's... I don't know why I like the 80s so much, but...
Yeah, like, I grew up, I think... I don't know if I remember watching much, like, of 90s stuff. I mean, I might have, but... I know I was playing some NES games from the 80s that were already out. Older games that from the early 90s.
Well, 80s media kind of bled into the 90s up to a certain point in time.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? So it does bleed in, especially in the early years, but there are some movies where it does not have that 80s feel at all. Like obviously Terminator 2.
Yeah, Terminator does.
Came out in 91. It does not, to me, come across at all as any sort of 80s type, even though it was only 2 years away.
Yeah. Wait, it came out in 91?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was 89.
No.
Huh.
Came out in 91.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could even 1990s, like 1990, the year 1990, you could just kind of tell like it might have been filmed in 89, but for some reason it's got more of a 90s vibe to it. I don't know. It's probably just me.
Do you have an example?
I don't know, just the feel of it, I guess. I mean, maybe you
had a specific movie in mind. Because I'm not thinking of a movie.
I mean, the late 80s are definitely different than like the early middle 80s. I mean,
didn't Candyman come out in 1990? Candyman?
I don't know if it was 90. It was like 91 or 92, I thought.
I thought it was 90. I don't know why I'm thinking 90. Maybe it wasn't.
It was 92.
Okay, well, it was definitely by that point into the 90s.
Yeah, it's definitely not an 80s horror movie.
I thought something came out in 1990.
It came out.
It always felt
like
the 90s.
Yeah.
That's right.
And even the recent remake or the recent releases of it, they kind of tap into, well, especially the first one, having that kind of 80s nostalgia to it as well.
I think that took place in '89 is when it was
Yeah.
supposed to take place.
Oh yeah.
That's why New Kids on the Block were like the big thing in the movie.
Right.
Them a few times.
Oh goodness, New Kids on the Block was from '89.
Yeah, and I think in the theater they show like Batman on like the sign.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 89, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I guess to conclude, 1985. I mean, I guess it probably wouldn't beat 1984 just because, you know, my mom's all into Terminator.
Yeah.
Best
film of the whole decade.
I mean, I can say 85 is a pretty decent year. I mean, we got Commando, we got Back to the Future, Goonies, a few of the others I haven't even seen. And, you know, an interesting foreign film, come and see. Some animes here and there, Gundam, Zeta, Robotech, and other stuff there. And then Thundercats, but I haven't seen Thundercats, so I can't.
That's a pretty stapled 80s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Thundercats, you know?
Was He-Man still going on in '85?
I'm sure.
I think Friends might have ended.
Care Bears movie.
Huh? Care Bears movie?
Someone mentioned the Care Bears movie.
Oh God!
I
forgot about that. Care Bears share.
I only know that movie because I saw a review of it a long time ago. Like,
probably better than the movie itself.
I mean, I assume it was. I never saw the movie. I only saw the review, which was pretty funny. But
yeah.
I would say 85 was a pretty decent year for films or anything entertainment wise.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now 86. Now I'm trying to think if I've seen anything from 1980s.
Are we getting ahead of ourselves?
Are we jumping ahead here?
Yeah, we're just preparing. Oh wait,
for the next time we.
Okay.
Yeah, Thundercats and Mask have a lot of pop culture. Okay, now Mask, isn't that? I think I shared it on the private chat. I think it's some sort of anime from that time period.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about the Cher movie.
Oh, maybe he's talking about the Cher. There was some anime with the title Mask.
Yeah, there was an animated cartoon.
Okay, that might be what he's talking about then, because he mentions it in reference.
Yeah, it's spelled like it's not a word mask, right? That's abbreviated for something.
It's got like a point, yeah. M.A.S.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wait, is that an anime or a cartoon?
I don't think it's an anime.
I think it was a cartoon. I don't think it was like an anime.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one actually, but I mean I've heard
it's
of Thundercats.
vaguely in my memory of something. Don't know what it is.
I only know it through Robot Chicken.
Yeah, I said.
Oh, see, I didn't even get that far. Why it's in my head.
Yeah, I am not aware of that one.
Trying to look for it.
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
And oh yeah, it is a cartoon.
Yeah, he said. Major Payne said it was a cartoon.
They're all they're like. Is it like a racing cartoon? A racing cartoon.
That I do not know.
I got the idea. It might have been like not a knockoff of Transformers or something. I don't know what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all wearing.
When was G.I. Joe?
Oh.
Oh wait, G.I. Joe. Let me see. G.I. Joe.
It came out in '83.
Okay, it was
only 2 seasons actually.
Wait, when did it end?
Well, probably '85.
1985.
I mean, it just says it came out in '82 and that there were 2 seasons. Okay, it ran from '83. No, syndication from '83 to '86. There were 95 episodes.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
The
about right. I was about to say, yeah, it seems more like mid to late '80s, but I guess.
Yeah, if Matt Air was here, I know he would have probably mentioned some of the anime aspects.
Oh, he says Major Payne said that Mask is a spy cartoon.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw that.
Well, 1985. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean,
it's a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, Mom. I mean, why not you talk about your experiences of 1985?
I don't remember specifically about 1985.
I mean, come on, you were growing up.
Yeah.
Come
yeah,
on.
but I don't remember a lot of specifics from 85. So I'm this relic from the 80s. He has to always use my brain.
You are a relic.
Oh.
You're a relic of a great period.
Yes, that's right.
Nice save. Sorry.
This is totally off topic, Mike, but how is your documentary coming?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much at this point I had to stall it. I had to work on another project that one eventually got stalled as well. So once the pandemic clears, I'm hoping to finish up that one. I'm hoping to unshelf my you're talking about the one for Potemkin?
Yeah.
The battleship?
Yeah, you had talked about it had something to do with Russia, and you were yeah.
So I was trying to find clips of like I was trying to like find more clips to pretty much expand it to the same length of like, you know, the essay that I had wrote it on. But like time kind of went on and I couldn't keep up with it, so I just shelved it for right now, hoping later I can release it. If you want, I could. If there's a way, if you want me to, I'd be glad to share the original essay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean,
is it like somewhere online, or you could send it to I don't know if you have Arturo's email address, or you could just pop it to us through Facebook or something.
Sure, I could. Absolutely, I'd be glad to do it through there.
Okay. If you wanted to share it in the private chat.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Major Payne said, "What we learned from G.I. Joe: life is 25% blue lasers, 25% red lasers, knowing 50%." That's a good one. Corey got cut off, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't know if he had to go or.
Well, someone was calling him.
Live Aid was 85. I remember that.
But yeah, don't you hate that you can't get to a project and then you got to shelf it, not knowing when you could get back to it? That's annoying.
And especially since it's been such a long time and I've gone radio silent about it, I'm really sorry about that.
I mean, life happens.
Yes.
What can you do?
It does, but still.
What happened to you either, Corey? He says, no clue what happened to me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he saw it.
Oh.
Live Aid was 85.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard it.
It was like a big concert. I think it wasn't for the was it for World Hunger or for farmers or something? That might have been Farm Aid. I can't remember.
Wasn't it referenced in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, was that the Live Aid that he came out saying at the very end?
I think that was.
Oh, there we go.
I can't remember if it was Farm Aid or Live Aid.
It might have been Live Aid. Let me see.
You there, my boy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Corey, what happened?
Everybody just started spinning, and then I was like kicked out or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, it must have just
internet.
Yeah.
Now, Corey, did you say what your favorite 85 film was again? I don't think I heard.
He's gone again. Yeah, I think
battle to join.
It's Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. That's what. Okay, that's what
I think that's his favorite movie or something like that.
I mean, yeah, I figured.
There he goes again. Something weird is going on with his connection. Yeah.
Stay in one place, please. Yeah. Hey.
Live Aid. Yeah, that's right. I was getting the two. Live Aid was for famine in Ethiopia. and Farm Aid was for
Ethiopia. That's
I'm back for now. I don't know what's going on here.
Are you not in your sweet spot, Corey?
I was. I didn't even move from it, and it's just like everybody started spinning, and then I was gone. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to.
Hey, you're over there now.
Yeah. Then I moved. I went upstairs, and then I tried to redo it, and then I just got kicked out again. I don't know. So
that seems like the best spot for you right there, though.
Yeah, it was weird because it just all of a sudden, I don't know. You know how the internet is over here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well, this was an interesting topic. 85. I'm looking forward to the rest of the 80s moving forward. 86. I'm not sure if I've seen much of 86.
We'll find out.
I think we'll.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
The stuff that we weren't aware, just like we were when we started this whole thing.
Yeah, the very first year, 1980, I thought we weren't going to talk about much. There was only a few films here that no, we found a bunch of things. I'm like, really? 80 was not that obscure of a year.
So, this was fun having you, Mike.
Well, yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad to join y'all once again.
Yeah.
And I hope y'all are, feeling well and staying safe.
Well, we're recovering, so.
Right.
Taking little steps at a time.
Yeah, we caught it now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, Mike's schedule's always been kind of like rough when it came to these sort of things. Mike, like, what days usually work for you? I mean, I know my cousin, he works like sometimes on the weekdays. I work on the weekends mostly.
Well, for right now, I'm pretty much free since I got COVID as well. So.
Oh,
really?
Yep.
Oh, did not know.
Yeah.
When recently?
Yeah, within the past 5 days, I had gotten it.
Oh.
So I'm in like day 5 of isolation.
Have you started to show symptoms?
I have. They're light symptoms. They're not. I know. Everyone's is different severities. I think so far, like I haven't had much of I haven't had like any severity. But again, it's only been 5 days, so I'm hoping it doesn't get worse. But if it does, it does.
So this is 5 days from your positive diagnosis, or 5 days from when you started to show the symptoms?
5 days from my positive diagnosis.
Okay, I had been reading that typically the bad respiratory issues, if they're going to happen, they will typically, on average, happen between day 5 and 10.
Yay!
Yeah, right. But the thing is, I would think that by now you would have been showing some more significant symptoms if that was going to happen to you.
I've only been dealing with like a lot of dizziness and
okay, yeah,
like my nose and mouth have been like very dry. But again, if you say that it's between days 5 and 10, at least I can, at least, that would mean I may or may not be out of the woods yet, but, but y'all are recovering. Y'all have gone through the worst of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Arturo came down with the symptoms first.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And, he was the first one that tested positive.
There's some lung exercises, Mike, that you could do just to, kind of help, when you have COVID.
Yes.
I'll send you a link to this, but there's a doctor that says technically you shouldn't really like lay down flat on the bed, because that kind of does something to your lungs. Like it pushes everything, anything like COVID related, it pushes down into your lungs, like it stays in your lungs, and it causes more problems. And you suggest move around, and you need to do like these breathing exercises that's supposed to help with that.
It's just I think you might have cut off there.
I was just talking about how you shouldn't
Sorry.
lie on your back, and you shouldn't you shouldn't lie around too much.
Gotcha.
But you don't seem to me like you're doing terrible. You look good. I mean, you seem like you're feeling okay.
Thank you. I mean, judging from what I've heard, how other people have it, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that what I have probably isn't. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's it's as bad as others have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think Corey, you seem to have not really had a terrible, horrendous time of it either. Like,
no, I had like some dizziness, and
I wonder if it's from
a loss of
pressure.
taste, loss of smell.
Get sinus pressure?
Do I know?
Did you get sinus pressure?
I never really got much like headaches like that. Summer I got headaches pretty bad, but me, it's more like I said, loss of taste and smell, some dizziness. I don't know if I ever got a fever. There was something else I was gonna say. Yeah, no, my nose stopped up a little bit. It was never like that terrible. Loss of appetite. I don't know. Yeah, it was never like that bad. But
yeah, with me it was like a temperature, and then temperature would go like an off and on sort of deal. And usually at night
it would temperature for almost 5 days straight.
Yeah.
The highest it got for you was about 102.
This is what, the 5th, 6th day now?
Oh no, you're well past that. You're like pretty much out of the woods now. For today is the 10th day for you.
Really? It's been that long. Gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's flown by.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Right?
Well, yeah, probably the only thing I'm feeling right now, I feel like my drainage is causing a little bit of like odd things here and there with my digestive system, but other than that, I don't feel like I have a temperature anymore. There also aching comes with that. With COVID is the aching part.
Something weird that happened to me. So honestly, this has not felt any worse than a flu that just really knocked me flat several years ago, and it hasn't been worse than that, and it hasn't been worse than a month-long sinus infection I got a few years, like 2 years ago. I was like a fever for almost a month, coughing for almost. It was really bad. So like of all the three, this was like easy compared to that. But it had this weird. I had this weird thing that happened to me where I got these weird. I don't know if you guys got it, but the back of my neck. So I have neck problems anyway. So I'm used to neck pain, but this was a weird neck pain. It was like the muscles in the back of my neck were cramping and in my lower back. Weird cramping I've never had before. And so it had to have been from the COVID because I know it said it can cause muscle cramps and pain. It was so weird.
It's a very weird like sickness, like of all the symptoms you can't get.
Well, the taste. I lost my taste as
well.
Yeah. Same here.
I was like, what? I was eating my peanut butter, and I'm like, this doesn't taste like peanut butter. This tastes like imitation peanut butter.
It's like strong stuff you can sort of like taste, but not like I couldn't taste pepperoni.
Oh, wow.
Pepperoni is probably the strongest thing I couldn't taste.
I couldn't taste fried chicken.
Do what?
I couldn't taste fried. I had Bojangles chicken.
Yeah,
I couldn't taste it.
Like the texture.
Could you taste the saltiness of it at all, or was that gone?
Not on the chicken. On the fries, there was still some of the saltiness taste there, but like the chicken itself, it was just biting into.
It's like the flavor is gone. You can sort of taste something, but the flavor is just
your nose. It's more like the smell. Like the first time I noticed I was losing my taste to smell, I could only smell the food, but I couldn't taste the food.
I can't smell. My taste has come back somewhat, but I still can't really smell, which is weird.
That's good. I mean, it's good when your taste has come back.
Yeah.
I didn't lose my sense of smell, but I did lose my sense of taste, and I don't think I lost it completely, but my coffee tasted like hot water or just very weak coffee, and I don't make weak coffee.
Yeah. Now
Right.
today,
It's gross.
now today, Mom, I think my taste is slowly coming back because I drank the coffee. I didn't really notice that.
For most people, it comes back. Mine is coming. I can taste more stuff now, so it didn't last long. That's strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a weird
I've
bug.
never had that sensation of taste loss. I don't think I've maybe once, but I don't know when. But
Even if you have like a bunch of congestion, like, because that can also take away your sense of. So if you're really stuffed up and you can't smell, that will also affect your sense of taste.
That's probably what it's doing though to your body.
I don't know.
I've never lost my sense of smell other than like physically my nose being stopped up, but that doesn't really count. So
well, earlier when like around like when I had gotten my notification, my positive results had come back, I was feeling a lot of pressure either from behind my eyes or in my eyeball.
Yeah, that right there. So whenever I move my eye, like whenever you move your eyes, do they hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't hurt. It was just like there was pressure. Like I felt like something's pushing
here.
Well, it's hard to tell because with me, when I had the temperature, looking down and making your eyes look down, it puts so much pressure onto your eyes. You couldn't
yeah. If you move your eyes around or look up or look to the corners of your eyes.
It was hard for me to tell. Was that just the temperature, or was that
have a fever?
Yeah, that must have been. Yeah,
okay? I thought it was just the temperature.
No, that's because I had that problem too.
Yes, it would be really odd.
Yeah.
It was nasty. Let me tell you.
Like the peanut butter. Yeah, the peanut butter. I don't know if I can even taste it.
That was my first sign. That was actually Monday. That was the day we went back and got our test, and that was the day my fever started. But that was my first clue. I already felt like I was getting it because I had drainage. But when I went to eat my breakfast Monday, I was like, "Wait, what? What's wrong?"
Yeah, that's the telltale.
I didn't. I actually. It took like a day or two for me to lose my taste.
Yeah.
Arturelia was delayed as well. He had
you lost your taste afterwards, right?
He lost his afterward.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It really is.
And Corey, I don't think your family even knows how you guys even got it.
I don't know. I mean, there's so weird.
I wondered if it was
who would have got it first, or what'd you say?
I said I wondered if it was a nurse that had brought it into the house.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, that's the thing. You just don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's not something you can hide from forever. So
I mean, I kind of felt like at some point I was going to happen
eventually.
I just didn't. I actually had this feeling like if Corey was someone carrying it, that's probably how we would have gotten it.
And
sure enough. I am bringing gifts.
I had this feeling for some reason.
Christmas gift ever.
Yeah.
Right.
I just knock it out the way. Yeah, let's cross that off.
Like, oh my gosh.
Like I had a gut feeling. Like I felt like that's probably what was going to happen.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I in our household right now, my husband he's the last one dealing with it. His fever, he's on his 5th day now. And his fever, I thought it had gone away, and now it came back again. So it's kind of hovering between 99 and 100, kind of doing this little.
Right.
It only went up to like well, for me and my dad and mom, it was like what 101 or.
Yours was 101.8. Mine got to about 101.8, but your dad's
went up like maybe one
was the highest. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
What was his at?
102.4.
Oh, I thought you said 104.
No, 102.4.
No.
But none of us have taken fever medication for it.
No, it's best to let it let the body do its thing. That's why the temperature's there. It's supposed to fight.
I've heard Tylenol's supposed to be good, but like every now and then.
Yeah. Like if it's to the point where you can't sleep at night, yeah, that's when it's best to take it. I usually like to let the body. Yeah, I usually like to let my body do its thing until it gets to the point where I'm uncomfortable. But yeah.
Oh, you seem to be on the back end, so.
Yeah, he'll be. I'm going to take him again, get him tested tomorrow. Him and
Like I'm still feeling some weird things, but it's not to the extent anymore. Like from the start.
Yeah,
Right.
the worst is over. I think you and your dad actually struggle with it the most. You've had the longest
crazy.
fevers.
Yeah, like you. I mean, Aurelia. I mean, she kind of like what midday, like midish point. She was feeling not so great. Now
one
she's
day for like 1 day. I think one or 1.5 days. So.
And it's crazy, and her boyfriend did well.
Oh, like out of all of us, it was like you wouldn't even know he was sick.
It was weird though. He had a temperature prior to us getting sick.
Yeah.
And it was on only 1 day that he had that temperature, and it went away the next day. And so, I guess his body was already ready for whatever.
I don't know, but he handled it well, and it makes me happy because his mother was very, 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 very
Worried.
upset and scared because she, she's like, so like a lot of people are very, very frightened, like frightened to the point when you hear that someone has COVID, they're like a lot of times people that are super afraid, they're like, it's a death sentence in their mind.
I'm sure she was happy that I showed up.
Well, he told her that was how it came, and she had specifically warned him about letting any people come visit. And I felt really bad because I was like, oh, he's our responsibility, he's our guest, and this happens. And
I felt bad for him.
Germ.
He got delayed, he can't go home till the end of the month, and it was and she was crying when he was telling her. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I felt bad for his mom.
Yeah,
it's a blessing for Aurelia though.
Oh, both of them are pleased as can be that he's here longer. So
see, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh, well, man,
honestly, I'm gonna be honest. A cancer diagnosis to me is much more scary than a COVID diagnosis.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
I mean, but I'm trying to put it in comparison to how people are freaking the heck out over this thing.
We kind of already know now how it works.
I was really super scared. I was just worried mostly for Javier, because oh gosh, he's a guest here. What if the worst happens to him? But
my biggest fear about it has always been, I don't want my family to get it. I don't want anyone else around me to get it.
Because everybody's different. Like when it comes to this, you don't know how it's going to affect people.
Right.
Well, especially people in the high risk category, like my folks. I wouldn't want to give it to them. Just like I wouldn't want them to have the flu. I mean, the flu is absolutely awful.
Right.
So,
it's like Glenn.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. This is a time of year. It could be anything.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I was thinking mine was a cold originally, and I'm like, just in case, I'm gonna. It's probably not COVID, but I'm gonna go get tested anyway. And sure enough, it's like, yeah, it's COVID, and I'm like.
Do you have any idea where you might have picked it up at work, or what? Like, do you know with the source?
Right now, that's my only guess, is that could have been work. I mean, every time I'm there, I always have, mask on. I'm always disinfecting and all that. There might have been like one time where I probably just had to kind of pull down just for a second or something like that. But like I made sure even those moments are like, nowhere near anyone else or not in like a common area.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's airborne, so
you got it, and you.
So
hopefully you'll continue to do well.
Well, thank you, and I hope y'all continue to do well and get better soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you too, Mike. I mean, I think we'll all be okay.
I'm sure we will. Yeah.
It's just it's scary. It's a new bug, so and it affects
exactly. Yeah, it's it's new territory. So I mean, like, I can understand the concern about people who are at risk as well, and I don't blame people who are
anybody that's at risk to anything.
Well, right.
Practice, So obviously, this is kind of makes it more clear in our mind.
Like people now, don't bring people. See, before COVID, it was always like someone would bring a sick kid or someone sick to the movie theaters, and I'm thinking to myself, you're just gonna get everybody else sick, including myself, and I'm afraid of getting sick.
Right.
So maybe after this, I'm like, now we should be better at washing your hands, and better yet, don't come when you're sick.
That's it's an event like this where it's like, oh yeah, washing hands is important.
Ding, ding, ding.
Bing, ding, 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 ding. I mean,
we should do that again.
There was like a guy holding a bag for his daughter one time before COVID when we were all working still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, why do you bring your daughter that may have the stomach?
Oh, you mean a puke bag? He was holding a puke bag for her?
It looked like, or indication that if she's going to puke back. Why are you here?
Yeah, that's a that is one of those you should not be here kind of illnesses.
Yeah, I'm like, so now this will open everybody's mind to the possibility. Like, if you're sick, stay home. Period. Don't bring your germs.
Maybe that will be the one good thing. The one good thing, because there's nothing else good coming from this.
I mean, I guess people were well, we have vaccines and all that because, the influenza happened. Let's not forget. But it seemed like that wasn't enough to convince people to wash their hands or not come when you're sick.
Well, we all know people don't learn, so.
I mean, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if businesses now will be a little bit more understanding, because how you would go to work, Arturo, with a fever, a minor fever, but you still go to work with a fever because you have to have a doctor's note if you don't go to work for a health reason.
Oh, that's over with. Yeah.
Same here. But
I think it's like if you have a fever, you must stay home. Period.
Yeah, those days are over with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I would still be working. I would there was that one time I took medicine to keep temperature down to go to work and then come back home, and it was even worse than the last time.
Yeah.
Well, I will not be doing that again. That's for sure. Hello, I'm a friendly wolf.
Okay.
I'm a friendly wolf.
Me too.
Well, we got way off on this one, didn't
we? We were talking all about 1985. Then we jumped to COVID.
And then
we jumped several decades. All right. Well, I'll be ending the broadcast. For those that were listening, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of 1985. We'll be jumping, 1986.
Thank you to everybody who left comments.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well,